But I just wanted to talk to you today about the textures, some of the textures I've achieved, showing you these examples from the other day, and then get in and show you how I achieve these textures. In this case, it's actually showing you the texture of a piece of hessian, something I dragged out of our garden shed actually. But you can see there's a lot of texture. You can see the texture of the warp and weft threads. You can see the texture of the threads on the outside. Equally, this is a texture caused by rolling a piece of twisted cord over the fabric. Here are some other things I did. So this was a texture I took by rolling an egg beater of all things, not my kitchen one, my studio one, across the wet ink and lifting bits off. And again, a much more what I'd call textured piece, which is actually the hessian, and I've printed it twice. I've printed this original textured pattern was just directly onto my fabric, just the hessian making marks on my jelly plate, and then I put some thread over the top of the plate and reprinted it. Now, the other thing which I often bang on about is the textures you get unexpectedly. And to me, these are often the best textures in terms of what I want to use my fabrics for. So I'll just pull these off and show you the piece underneath, which has completely blown me away with all the textures on it. And of course, this is the piece of fabric I used to clean up the jelly plates. So some of it was very dilute paint that I've literally just sprayed on and wiped the plate clean. Some of them you might recognise. You might see this print here and recognise that it's actually when I took the excess paint off this plate and just put it over the top. So I'm getting all sorts of interesting combinations, different textures depending on how much paint was left on the plate, whether I just rolled off a lot of paint or just a thin amount of paint. To me, this cloth is very usable. For the sort of art I make with my textiles, I personally like something that's a bit indistinct. It doesn't have a literal meaning. There's not an image in it. That's very helpful for the way I work. Like all of those excellent TV chefs, I've gone ahead and prepared some pieces of fabric already, so I can just focus on printing and showing you how I'm developing different textures in the work. The other thing I want to achieve with this is to show you different types of textures, whether you want a really intense colour, whether you want a subtle texture, a subtle interplay between your pieces, or whether you want something really bold and bright. So what I've done, this is the fabric I'm using. It's a very fine cotton lawn. It's a sort of a bluey grey colour. I've then gone on to print a variety of acrylic paints onto them. This brown paint, it's actually transparent red oxide, is, as it says, a transparent colour, yellow. And whilst it doesn't say so, I think from what results I've had, this is a semi-transparent colour. And these two colours down here are opaque colours. So there's bright aqua green and a phthalo blue. So as you can see, all different brands. I really don't worry too much about the brands that I use. Obviously, these are more professional, these two. It's a student grade one, and that's the cheapest acrylic paint you can find from the $2 shop. It's not really a problem as long as you get the result that you want out of your printing. And of course, all the details of these will be in the show notes underneath the video. Today I'm going to focus on this piece of hessian. Very exciting, I know, literally dragged out of our shed. And I'm going to see what sort of textures I can get using this with the array of colours that I have, and using the print off the plate in a few different ways. So I'll get this tidied away and I'll get started. What I'm going to do with most of these plates is take 2 prints off each of them. So I'm going to put some ink on. I'm going to put my hessian onto the surface, and then I'll take a print as it is. Then I'll pull that off and take a second print. Put it on hyperlapse so we can just whiz through the technical bit fast, and then you can see the results. We'll spend a bit more time there. I just realised that I had some unused pink paint sitting there, and I thought I might as well mix it in and see where we go with it. Again, I'm going to do the old hessian thing. In fact, I might do a corner this time rather than the full thing. And I'm going to try it on a piece of my yellow fabric. That's one of the things to think about when you're doing this. When you start playing around, you come up with different ideas all the time. It's really worthwhile exploring them. Don't try and get so caught up, particularly if this is the first time you're trying something like this. Don't get caught up in the end result. Play around and see where the process takes you. Fantastic. Love it. Really gorgeous. This time I'm only going to put part of the print on it. I want to see if I can get a sort of image here, but not all the way across. There we go. 2 different layers there. Some very different sort of printing that you can see. Well, here we are at the end of a very successful morning's printing. I'm really happy with so many of these prints. I've had a really good play. I've got lots of fascinating textures. I will show you after this a series of photos which has got each piece in it, but I just thought I'd pull out my favourite 5 from each of the different background colours that I used. So this was the plain fabric. This is the fabric with the transparent red oxide. This is the opaque green, the semi-transparent yellow, and the opaque blue. And I think you can just see how much fun and how many different things I could get out of this one old dodgy piece of hessian. It's really amazing what you can achieve, but I think the main thing, again, just to reiterate, is to play. Don't go in expecting that you're going to know what the outcome is. Be open to what happens on the day. I know that each of you will have your own favourites. You'll have favourite colours, you'll have a favourite approach. You might want something more subtle, you might want something stronger. That's up to you, and that's why we play. Because if we don't play, if we don't experiment, we'll never know what it is that we really like. Before I go, I just wanted to make a shout out to all of you who've subscribed to my channel. And I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the fact that you've come online. You've joined me here. Thanks. I'll see you next time. Rightio. Bye.